Hello everyone, Andrea here with I Dream of Crafting. This will be another time-lapse painting. I'm getting a head start on Halloween. It's one of my favorite holidays of the year. So this is going to be the largest painting I've ever done, and maybe quite possibly the most detailed. So I'm excited to get started. Here is what I will be making. It's adorable. I love it. As you can tell from the glare, I've already covered it with clear tape. But instead of doing that house, because that house looks really, really hard to do, especially since I'm really not too experienced with painting, painting, I'm going to use this house instead, which is from another different picture. So I'm going to put this house on this painting, and I'll give that other house a shot when I'm a little more comfortable with my skills. So the supplies you will need is a cutting mat, clear tape, your patterns of course, and duct tape. For this one, thanks to my lovely Facebook followers and friends, it was unanimous. Everyone said purple for the sky. It was between this one and a maroon color. Everyone said purple. So the sky will be purple. The witch, the house, the hill, and the cat are all going to be black, and the moon, whoa, there we go, that was interesting. The moon is going to be glow in the dark, so it should be really cool. I cannot wait to get started. So without further ado, let's get started. So I forgot to mention that you're going to need a sharp X-Acto knife, obviously. So here I am just covering the canvas with the background color. Once again, it's purple, which I was going back and forth between purple and burgundy, not burgundy, maroon. I do like this now that it's complete. Yeah, I really do like the purple. So once again, thank you, my lovely Facebook people. So once again, don't layer them too much on each other, or it'll get, bunched up. So just layering. I have one more canvas that I have to do. I have a few ideas for it, but I am still taking requests. So please leave me messages either on here or Instagram or Facebook. I will post the links at the end of the video, but you can also find them in the description. So now that that's complete, it is time to get started on the details. So here I'm just thinking how I want to do it. And I'm going to do the moon first. I got to work from the background to the foreground. So this is, since this is glow-in-the-dark tape, I wanted to make sure I didn't waste any of it. It's about $6. Actually, with Ohio tax at 8%, it's like $6.45 for a 10-yard roll. So it is very expensive compared to all the other tapes. So I didn't want to waste, too much of it. So I'm gonna do the moon first. It wasn't as bad as I thought. I did screw up a little bit on the near the end, but that's because I couldn't tell where the moon ended, so I kind of just made it up. But I think it turned out really well. And I'm sorry, my camera is starting to act up again. I don't know why. So I'm just trimming. In hindsight, I could have saved what is in my hand, all the trimmings, but I was trying to do this quick and I wasn't thinking. So I'm just cutting this out so I can use it as a template, since I really don't need that. So I time skipped there because it took me a while to get this centered. So I'm peeling this up. This is at 4 times the speed and it's taking this long to peel it up. Yeah, it took me about 5 minutes to peel that off the cutting board. The glow-in-the-dark tape is slightly thicker than regular duct tape, and it's way stickier. So it can be a little bit of a challenge to work with, but it's fun to work with, especially when it's all done and you turn off the lights. It's a very cool tape. I hope they don't discontinue it like ever. I would think that would be a popular tape. So now I'm doing I keep calling it a castle. Now I'm doing the haunted house. And this wasn't bad. I was actually going to cut out the windows and just let the let it shine through, for the moon. I was gonna, because it's all gonna be, the whole haunted house is gonna be on top of the moon, and I was gonna do that, but I was worried that the black strips on the windows would have broke trying to rip it up. So you'll see here in a second that I just used some tape, extra glow-in-the-dark tape. There we go. And I just used that to just make windows for the house. So I suppose I still could have done it and then just added black, little black tiny strips. But either way, I don't think it really matters too much. And I don't know why my tape wasn't cutting right tonight. I have a brand new X-Acto blade in, but I had a lot of trouble with things not wanting to cut out. It was kind of annoying, but I worked with it. So I'm just peeling up all this tape. I'm gonna try and do some type of like decal or painting, like at least once a week, if not 2 times a week. Especially now since I won't be doing classes for fall because issues popped up. So I will have a little extra time than I thought. So yeah, it hasn't been a good day. But here I am trying to cut out these windows, and I don't know what I was thinking doing it that way. That is not the way to do it. So, but I didn't waste it. I was able to use it on the bottom windows, so it's all good. So I did it the correct way. I'm just cutting about the size of what I need, and then I'm gonna cut that little square into quarters. And then I did have to trim them down because they were still a bit too big. Those are very tiny windows on the top of that haunted house. So I used the template for the first one, and then I just kind of freehanded the rest, because I came to the conclusion about this point that it's a haunted house. So if the windows are a little off-center, it probably doesn't matter. So I probably don't have to be too precise with it. But I'm cutting these other windows now for the bottom of the house, the first floor of the house. And this is just the extra glow-in-the-dark tape that I had, that I was using it to compare with color swatches to decide the background. So now I'm just going to cut these out. I was going to use all of these as templates, but I decided against it. I do use it for the first one, but then I'm like, it's a haunted house. It doesn't have to be too precise. Yeah, about there I said, it's a haunted house. So I do some readjusting though to make all the black lines in between look somewhat symmetrical, so it looks like a window. So I am happy with how it turned out. So I'm gonna do the hill now, and I thought this one would go pretty well. I mean, it's, just a curve, but actually out of everything, this probably Well, this probably gave me the most trouble. So, I think it was because I didn't take into account that the picture was smaller than the canvas, and I completely forgot about that fact. So when I cut it out, I cut out the picture and didn't make it long enough to cover the entire bottom of the canvas, so I had to do some finessing there to make it work. That's what I get for doing paintings at, midnight. Yeah, where I cut those right now, I shouldn't have cut those. I should have just cut all the way straight along the bottom, but I didn't realize it until I tried to put it on. So, about here, I realized that it's going to be really short. So I tried to do something. I took some extra tape and I tried to put them on the sides, but one wasn't tall enough and the other was too tall, so it's like, I ended up fixing it after a few minutes here of trying to get it to work. But you see I'm putting the hill over the house and the moon, which was I don't know, I thought that was easier than, yeah, you get to see me rip up the house, but I thought that was easier than trying to put the hill down first and then try to match up the house and the moon so that it looks like it's underneath it. In this case, it is underneath it. So I think it worked out better than working from the foreground to the background. So here I am just fixing all this. This bottom piece. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I had to think it through a lot better before I actually started doing it. But it worked out. I fixed it. I got it to work with me. So, and you can't see it, but there's purple showing. So I took an extra piece of tape and I tried to cut it off, and it kind of cut the tape along the edge. So you're going to see me here in a minute take another piece of black tape and put it on the edge, since I kind of ripped the tape up. You can't really see it here because I take it off the camera. You can kind of see it at the very top. I'm taking that piece of tape and I'm putting it on the edge of the canvas, and then just folding it over to cover that. So now that bottom is completely covered in black now, just to reinforce it. So here I'm going to attempt to cut out the cat. This was really hard too because of all the, the cat's really small, so it has really thin lines. And but it actually turned out okay. I actually the tail didn't come out right on the first try, so I actually just made a mock tail for it. But then later on, when I tried it again, I was able to get the tail to work for me, so I just switched the tail out. But it looks really bad on the, to me it looked really bad on the table. But once I got it on the painting, it didn't look as bad as I thought it was. So I'm just putting it down. See, it doesn't look that bad. The tail, yeah, didn't survive. So you're gonna see me here just make a tail. I just made a simple one, straight up in the air. But I think it's in this. I don't think I cut it out. You might see me make another tail, and I got it to curve. So, but that one looks good too. So now we are going to do the witch, the last part of this painting. Yeah, I cut out the cat. Sorry about that. You'll see the cat tail though. So, the witch wasn't that bad actually. She out of everything, she was probably the easiest. So, just very carefully going around. I liked doing her because she didn't really have anything thin on her, so everything came up nicely. So, coming to the end here, got another, let's see, like another 2 minutes or so. So I'm just doing the broom. The broom had a lot of like spikes at the end of it. A lot of spikes. So I kind of just free-handed the end of it to make it a little easier on myself, and to also, I think the way I did it looks better too. So at least I like it better than the original picture. So just trimming here, like I said, things weren't cutting out for me today. So you can start to see the witch appear. You can see her hat and her nose, and there's her hand and the broom. Well, broom handle. There's her foot. And had to cut that. So, yeah, there's the broom. See, I like how that turned out. I think if I would have tried to do it the other way, I would have just screwed it up. So, I really like how that turned out. So, there is our witch. Just one more piece. There we go. There's her cape and the rest of the broom. A little trimming to get the fibers off of it. And now we get to peel her up and put her on the canvas, which she did come apart on me because I wasn't keeping track of where the seam was. So, plus I got a phone call, so actually, while I'm doing this, I'm actually talking on the phone, which is probably why I wasn't paying attention. But it worked out. I just put her together on the canvas. So I'll put it right there. And line it up. And there we go. Finished painting. Okay, so I had to take video on my cell phone because my webcam started freaking out on me. So anything I recorded, it was just all over the place. So here's the finished product, and I think it looks really cool. I like it. I love how it turned out. So in a moment here, I'm going to turn off the lights so that you can see it glow. So here we go. There we go. How cool is that? That is awesome. I am so pleased with how this turned out. So if you have any other requests or comments, please let me know. And any questions, just leave below and I'll answer them. And yeah, so this is going to wrap up the video. So please like this video and subscribe for more. And I will see you guys next time. Have a great day.